Hello, good evening, and welcome to the fourth and final game of day 3 at the FIBA AfroBasket game day 2. It's Egypt and Tunisia battling away here in Kigali in Group B. Well, we are just catching our breath from what has been an utterly fantastic day. Look at that one-point game at the top, Guinea, Central African Republic. 4 points between Democratic Republic of Congo and Cape Verde. And we just watched the thriller of thrillers, Rwanda 71-68 over Angola. If close games are the order of the day, and we're going to have another one, I'm not sure the old heart can take it, folks. Central African Republic right now by the top, followed by Tunisia, then Guinea at 0-2, and Egypt at 1-0. But you know what? The winner of this game, we know, is going to go top, and they'll be 2-0. And, wow, all bets are off in this one, folks. It's going to be a great one. I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Graham Hiscock and Dirk Bowerman. We're also joined by him, and we're also joined by Asim Marai, who's the coach of Egypt. Graham, what a fantastic day of basketball we've had.
Well, we've had 3 fantastic games, starting with Guinea, just losing out at the start, and there's Coach Marai. And this is the North Africa derby, and it's the 2 top teams, 2 top seeded teams in this group. 2 similar styles. It's just who's going to come out on top. You know, great players. We've got Mejri. Fortunately, Anis is not available. He's not going to play again because of his shoulder issue. So they're going to have to, as they had to do in their first game, they're going to have to find a different way to guard the bigs inside. And it worked out okay for them. Both teams had comfortable wins, especially Tunisia. And we're looking for a great game, a great technical game, a real battle of wills between the 2 coaches.
Well, when it comes to the head-to-heads over the years, Graham, it's all Egypt, isn't it? I mean, they've gone 4-0 in the AfroBasket. I think those are all AfroBasket scores, right? But when it comes to recent times, Tunisia have been the team on top. I mean, they have been not on top necessarily in their head-to-heads with Egypt, but on top of the world, on top of Africa. The past decade, they always seem to be threatening for a place on the podium, and they usually get there. They're the defending champions.
Yeah, defending champions in the last 10 or 11 years, that they're always on the podium, so they know how to win, they know how to cope with adversity. Didn't have much of that in their first game. Things will be different in this one, and there is Salah Mejri. He was so dominant in the first game, and I'm looking for more of the same in this one. Egypt are going to have to really work hard with Orabi and Bibu to deal with the size and the threat of Salah Mejri.
Yeah, and, well, they are a stacked team. They got 3rd place. They got 3rd place back in 2009. Then they played at the FIBA Basketball World Cup, did Tunisia. Then 2011, when Salah Mejri was the MVP in Angola, they won the title. 2013, they came up short of the podium. Then 2015, they were back on the podium hosting the FIBA AfroBasket in Rades and making it to 3rd place. They lost a close semifinal, but then they battled back to win to get 3rd place. And then, of course, in 2017, they won the title, and we saw them at the FIBA Basketball World Cup as well. So it's always a team that is threatening, and Egypt, I think, are trying to get there. And I think they play some good basketball. And is this the strongest team? Well, injuries. Of course, they've lost Anas to injury to a separated shoulder, which now we know is going to rule him out for the rest of the FIBA AfroBasket. But this is a good experience for these Egyptian players. Many of them have experience, and we expect them to, well, at least get to the classification round, and then possibly for the classification for the quarterfinals, and then challenge for a quarterfinal spot. Remember, they did make it all the way to the final back in 2013 after losing all of their group games, in fact. And Asim Marai was the star player in that Egypt team. So they played at the FIBA Basketball World Cup in 2014. We're going to have a pause in the commentary for the playing of the national anthems. Well, these two teams are a lot of fun to watch, and also very good teams. I know that Coach Marai was concerned about how his team, his Egypt team, was playing coming into this. Dirk Bauerman, of course, they played at the FIBA Olympic qualifying tournament in Croatia. So they've got a lot of games under their belt this summer. Wojciech Liszka from Poland, Cherubin Leslie from Mauritius, and Hassan Kamate from Cote d'Ivoire are the referees for tonight's game. And we'll get a look at the lineups. You know, and the one thing that really stands out to me, the word veteran, certainly when you look at the Tunisia team, it's you have to say that in terms of elite players, they definitely have one in Salah Mejri, but then they've got some great players otherwise, like Michael Roll, Makram bin Ramdan, Chanufi, and Omar Bada, the point guard.
Yeah, they were superb against Guinea. And yeah, they just played wonderfully as a team. Dirk Bauerman's got them really playing at a high level. Omar Bada, 10 points on opening day. Salah Mejri, 17 points. Michael Roll, 14. He's a great player for this group. He just plays in the flow of the offense with no issues whatsoever. And the Egypt starting five, Metwali, Farag, Shusha, El Makawi and Ali Ahmed. They had a slightly tougher game than Tunisia did. Central African Republic beating them 72-56. And Ehab Salah, 22 points, and Abderrahim was the second top scorer in that game. But it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with Mejri. No Anas, because Anas can stretch the floor a little bit. He's not here. And when he went down in that first game, Bibu and Arabi really did a good job inside. And just they're wide bodies. They're not the athlete like Anas is. They just play in a different way, and they're going to have to do the same thing today. They're going to have to defend Mejri by committee and just do the best job they can.
But one of the interesting players that definitely doesn't get a lot of hype in Tunisia, but is certainly a workhorse, is Ghiaza, Mokhtar Ghiaza. He comes in and really pounds away at the boards. He makes the hustle plays. And also, you know, in African basketball history, really, for the past decade, you have to say Makram bin Ramdan has been an elite player. So Dirk Bauerman, the head coach, he's led Germany's national team for a long time. He's led Poland, he's led Iran, and now he's on the African continent coaching Tunisia, getting ready to steer this team against its biggest test so far in this AfroBasket. Of course, they've only played one game, but nevertheless, I tell you what, the games that we've seen today, there might be more contenders for podium finishes than we originally thought.
Oh, absolutely. And Tunisia will want to be putting a real stamp down here. And there is Anas Mahmoud. He's just here. He must be so frustrated. What looked like a pretty innocuous incident has caused him a major shoulder issue talking to Coach Marai before the game. He's going to go back to Egypt and have surgery. And
Wow.
we wish him all the best, and that's just a huge loss to the tournament and to Egypt.
Yeah, it's just terrible.
But someone else will have to step up, or other players will have to step up to fill the void and to deal with Tunisia. And as you say, Jeff, reigning champions and gunning for a second straight championship.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Rwanda here, where we are for the FIBA AfroBasket. And it's the final game of the day, Tunisia and Egypt. Michael Roll and Tunisia facing some stiff defense already here. Kiju comes up with the ball. Now Shusha for Egypt. Explodes quickly, back outside to Kiju. Dula also in that lineup. Omar Zab and Ali Ahmed. Here he is, and Dula! How do you do? Howdy doody. Goodness gracious, starting things off with a 3.
Great start for Egypt.
Well, I don't know what's more impressive, that they forced a turnover or that they get the 3-pointer, because if they force a turnover, that means their pressure already is having an impact. Michael Roll. Shihata. Or Dula, rather, right up on top of him. Look at him diving for the ball. Omar Azam. Well, the pressure, somebody's got to be open. Chanufi catches it. Roll, they got to rotate it quickly. Omar Bada had plenty of time to set his feet. Rims out. Throwing down the gauntlet here early on with their defense. The Pharaohs. Ali Ahmed. And then he is fouled as he gets into the paint.
Ali Ahmed attacking the basket. He can be another option, obviously, to deal with Mejri on the defensive end. This time he attacks the basket. Ball gets knocked out of bounds.
So Ben Ramdam has 1 foul, and for Egypt it's Omar Azab that has a foul here in the early going. Although it hasn't reflected on the graphic there yet. Azab over to Dula, he's hit 1. Here is Ali Ahmed, and hits the long jump shot. That was a 2.
Yeah, great job by Egypt again. Knocking down the baseline jump shot, wide open.
And I'm sorry, was that Kiju that hit that last shot? I might have gotten that wrong. Yeah, Kiju hit the last one, not Ali Ahmed. Here is Dula again, going baseline, turns it over. Makram bin Ramdan, Omar Bada. Quick diagonal pass up to Chanufi.
Yeah, perfect outlet pass, just pushing the ball ahead. Simple layup.
Kiju spins, hands it off to Ali Ahmed. Goes up, and Salah Mejri dares him to shoot, and he does, and he misses.
Yeah, looked a little bit back on his heels on that shot.
Entry pass to Salah Mejri, and he's fouled by Shusha.
Yeah, Mejri just looks in a little bit of discomfort there. I wonder if he got a knee to knee, but again, the danger of Mejri going to the hoop, diving to the basket, whether it's off a screen or just ducking in behind the D, and foul called on Shusha.
Holding his outer part of his right knee. So here he goes, and misses the first one.
Yeah.
So this game started at a breakneck pace, initiated by Egypt. Certainly Salah Mejri not feeling comfortable at the line there.
Yeah, that was his first 2 free throws of the tournament.
Omar Azab. Not sure that we'll see him take any 3s today, but we'll see. Chanufi guards Shusha, and Kiju gets in for the rebound. He goes up and not able to score over the towers. Wow, I thought that might have gone off of Tunisia.
I think Mejri saw that it had gone off an Egypt leg, and he was telling his teammate to leave it.
Dirk Bowerman looking on. What an incredible career Dirk Bowerman has had in terms of national team basketball.
Major longevity.
Dula with the foul in the backcourt. I mean, he speaks openly about how incredibly enriched his life has become by being able to coach different national teams in different countries. Now, he's had relatively long spells for most of them, I suppose. Well, not Poland and not Iran, but certainly Tunisia and before that Germany. Of course, he's from Germany, so his life would have already been enriched by German culture. And now the offensive foul. Here's
Mejri. Just clearly moving, Jeff. He just didn't get set on that screen. Even the very best.
Salah Mejri, 2.17 meters in height. That's 35, and he's 35 years of age. 7 feet 1 inches in height, for those who like to go in feet and inches. Dula with a little runner and banks it in. Now Michael Roll, and he knows what his role is, to steady the ship. Here he comes. He's shaking and baking. Nice dribbling by Roll, and then sinks it, boy. You can't give him that kind of space. Ali Ahmed hands it off to Zab. Omar Zab now. Is he gonna look to penetrate? 3-point shot, it's good. They continue to drill shots here in the beginning. Michael Roll with the double team, gets it to Makram Ben Ramdam, goes all the way with the layup, misses. Then Ramdam's got to make that shot, maybe even dunk it.
Good defense by Egypt, though, only giving up the one shot. Good rebound by Kaju.
So Kaju's been smart, had a good start. Dula. How do you do, Dula? Yet another one. That's 2 threes. Dula shows us how to do it and forces another timeout.
Some nifty dribbling and footwork through the legs. Right to left, left to right, step back, miles behind the arc. And Slimani was right in his face. Look at the height, look at the rotation.
Ben Ramdam, yeah, he was right there. And actually, you know, we saw Tunisia start slow the other day, didn't we? Let's listen into Coach Bowerman and see how he tries to put this thing right for Tunisia.
Guys, listen to me. It's a long game. We're playing really hard. We're going to start to tire out. We got to move the ball quicker out of our pick and roll, right? Like that slip was great by Salah. If it's not a slip, it's got to be a quick, short roll. Others have to get open quickly, right?
Both wings, they're trapping me. Come to the ball. Then it's 3-on-2.
But hey, defensively, they're working twice as hard as we are. Like you pressure and he blows right by you. That would not have happened to that guy. Let's go now,
And Coach Baumann making it clear to his players they're working harder than you are, and got to move the ball quicker. And Michael Roll said if they're coming to trap me, and he needs some help to break that.
But he also said it's a long game and they're going to get tired. So there's a little bit of like optimism in terms of, don't worry, they're going to get tired. However, they are working twice as hard as you. What are you doing? Move your feet.
Sort of calm them down and then make them panic. Yeah, he's right that it's a long game, and the way Egypt's are playing, the hustle and the energy, it's going to be tough to maintain that for 40 minutes.
Elmar Brook has checked in. Slimani also has come in. Here's Mejri. Oh, takes the bump. Does a great job of getting it back.
And they like the roll or the slip, as Coach Baumann calls it, but
well,
Ali Ahmed was right there when Mejri turned on the roll.
Gonna get it slippy in there. Roll spoke passionately about coming to the ball when he's double teamed. Here's Omar Abad, short. Rebound out to Salah Mejri. He's going to take Kiju. He wants him. Oh, an offensive foul called on Salah Mejri. Did he lead with his right arm?
He may have hooked him. Let's have a look with that off arm.
Yes, he did. Good call by the Polish referee, Wojciech Liszka.
The birthday boy from yesterday.
Celebrated his birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
He said that's in the past.
Yeah.
We just raised it.
He's moving on.
The United Nations of referees all sang happy birthday to him yesterday. And Shusha drives in, but the charge.
And already it's getting really tetchy, especially between Mejri and Ali Ahmed. But great D. Mejri just waiting, and takes the hit.
For the team.
Yeah, just showing the way. He did it in the first game as well. I don't know if something's been said, because Ali Ahmed was not really in the play.
Salah Mejri was, now Kiju and Salah Mejri are exchanging words. You know, we've seen Salah Mejri get a little bit hot under the collar in the past.
As you said in the intro, Jeff, it's a local derby, it's a North Africa derby, so these guys know each other well. A lot of passion and emotion, maybe more than in another game.
Michael Roll goes left. Puts up a tough shot, and he's fouled. This is where Roll is just so tough. And Egypt not hiding the fact that they're just throwing their shoulders into him. And look at Shihata coming up and talk a little bit of trash as well to Michael Roll. Roll's been in these types of games before. California, played under that hot California sun in the past, played at UCLA. He's had an incredible, really, career in Europe when you consider all the clubs that he's played at. And he's also experienced international basketball as a naturalized player for Tunisia. Shusha gets in a little bit out of control. The ball goes out of bounds. So Elmel Brook comes to pick up the basketball, and
just good defense that time by Tunisia. They're stepping it up after the timeout. Shusha had nowhere to go, and he's come off the floor.
Shihata hounding Obata. Now Roll, guarded by Amin, who's checked in, and that's a dangerous sign right there. Look at Roll, puts it up from three. Shihata with the rebound, and Roll has the tough assignment, having to guard Amin. Knows it's going to switch to Abad, and then to Arabi, who's checked in, but a push on Arabi, or rather Arabi with the push. Yep, clearing out on Makram Ben Ramdam.
He had his hand in his throat, and it was an easy call for the refs to make underneath there.
Shihata picking up full court. Oh, tough defense. Arabi didn't give an inch. Arabi brings it up over to Amin. Arabi with the offensive rebound. He doesn't go up and dunk it. He misses the layup, but then I think he's fouled by Slimane. I don't know why he didn't dunk that.
Yeah, just a bit of he had good position, just didn't finish the play. Good rebound, inside position.
Although I've seen Arabi shatter a backboard before, or certainly mess up the basket support. It was in the qualifiers of, I can't remember if it was the World Cup qualifiers or the African qualifiers. Unfortunately, they were able to fix it pretty soon, but we definitely don't want that happening again.
And again, he's a big body. Soft touch there, though.
So Marai barking orders to his players. So it's Slimane, Roll, Elmel Brook, Makram Ben Ramdam. And also number 14, Boualog has checked in. Gindi is checked in as well for Egypt, as well as number 44, Hussein, who's on the ball right now. Amin chasing roll along with Arabi. Oh, and that might have gone off of Egypt. So that'll stay at this end with 4.8 seconds remaining. Roll complaining about, okay, so a kick, but they did pick it off. They did see that it was, that it went off of him, but here we go. Roll drives in. Oh, what a tough finish. He is fired up, Michael Roll, tonight. I mean, now, he was the man of the moment in that first game. They've caught a reach and a foul on Michael Roll as Ali Ahmed looks on. Maybe a little bit of a touch foul there by comparison. And it is testy. There's no doubt about it. You can see that it's not necessarily that these two teams do not like each other. It's that these two teams are very competitive against each other. It's a polite way of saying they don't like each other, but they know each other well. I mean, misses both free throws incredibly, and then Ben Ramdam not able to collect the rebound. Goes out of bounds, and Egypt will get another chance. Shihata with a long inbounds pass to Amin, down low to Arabi, and he misses. Wow.
Coach Marai wanting Arabi to finish that.
And now a foul on Hussein.
Egypt's definitely got the upper hand here. They started the quickest right at the start of the game. Great defense, hit the three. And they've kept the advantage, and Coach Marai's not impressed with that. But again, Arabi, that's 2 times now. He's got great position and just hasn't been able to finish the play.
Ben Ramdam, unfortunately, it's almost as if with his free throw shootings, he's gotten the yips at times. This is the first. Salah Mejri looking on, eager to return to the court, you can see. So Gindi, you got to keep an eye on him. That is a tough assignment for whoever guards him. And now the reach, and Slimani picks up the foul. And that's not a good foul because you just put Gindi on the line. And a veteran like Slimani should know that's about as cheap as it gets. Instead of reaching, you got to move your feet.
Yeah, he just stopped moving his feet and reached out.
But they are being gifted some free throw misses by Egypt, who have probably, well, undoubtedly have had the better of the exchanges in the first quarter, although they have had some misses, not only at the line, but with Arabi missing the dunk.
Yeah, it's been a slow start for Tunisia right from the start of the game, and they just haven't been able to get into the flow. But Mejri's back in the game now, the pressure.
Ooh, almost turned it over. I think he might have gotten away with one. Amin thought he had the steal.
Lightning quick Amin there.
Well, I think actually he might have a point. It looked like maybe Roll did hit it out. But the way it was hard to see live, to be honest. Well, I'd like to see it again in slow motion. It looked like it went off Roll. But we saw Amin change the game in the opener for Egypt with his defense.
Yeah, and he just showed exactly what he can do there.
And Arabi foul, so that's 2 free throws now for Salah Mejri. Now, come on, easy, Salah. Look at Arabi. They just called the foul. You're going to the line. And he's missed his 3rd free throw of the night. It has not been a pretty picture at the line for Salah Mejri. Shihata, good! The 3-pointer. Makram bin Ramdam drives in. So another foul. The problem for Tunisia is they're getting the wrong guys at the line. And Makram bin Ramdam was a little bit, looked like he was bailed out there with that call, because it seemed almost as if he had fumbled the ball away. But Amin's defense is just, he is such a pest, isn't he?
Yeah, he's electric, and he loves.
Ooh, electric, the electric word. He is, though.
He is.
You think he does the electric shuffle?
I think he could do. He could probably dance like an Egyptian.
Very good.
But no, he just celebrates a steal or a deflection as much as he would a basket, and that's great for a coach to have that kind of player. But he nearly turns it over. And Ramdam right in the passing lane.
Oh, Makram bin Ramdam again, and just a little bit of a bump.
Yeah, same play, almost the same result. Just a little bit too much body. Both teams in team fouls, so Gendi to the line.
Yeah, that was not just a little foul, that was a big bump. Sorry.
But good intention. That's Tunisia have got to fight fire with fire, and Coach Baumann talked about it. They've just got to work harder.
Tell you what, a lot is at stake here. You do not want to go into the qualification for the quarterfinal. If you win this game, you really are on the inside track to the quarterfinals. I mean, you've almost got 1 foot in the quarterfinal, don't you?
Yeah, and looking at the teams, we haven't seen Cameroon, South Sudan, but looking at the teams that are going to be potentially in that 2nd and 3rd spots in that classification, there's going to be some big casualties that maybe aren't going to get through to the quarterfinals. So now this is huge. It is almost like a playoff game, knockout game.
He's got to hurry. Bilal gets it up, and Diaz is in the game, so I think that's going to add a different element to Tunisia, because he's a real scrapper. And turning it over again, just checking in, is Adami, and he's called for an offensive foul.
And you see the cheers and the fist pumps when Egypt get Tunisia to turn the ball over. Let's see this one.
Oh, it's out of our screen there. We couldn't see it.
It's a moving screen again. Just got to keep your feet set and let the player you're setting the screen for, let them use the screen. Don't move.
Same, gets in the paint, dumps it, and the big fella, Bibu, follows up his own miss. Impressive.
Yeah. He just wanted to drop that over the top. They're touch players, aren't they? They're not power players. And he got it the 2nd time. Impressive stuff from Egypt.
El Malbrook open, that's his game, and it was long. Here comes Amin in the open floor. Now he pulls it up. 1 minute remaining in the 1st quarter. Gindi, count it! Goodness gracious.
Great 3 points, and the lefty always looks great when a lefty releases the shot. Nothing but net.
Shehata with the steal, back to Amin, he lays it up. Oh, he missed the layup, but he gets it back. Gindi from the arc, misses everything.
And Omar Arabi's just saying, calm down. Great sequence of play. Egypt are just fired up. It's that man again for Egypt. He missed the layup, but got his own miss. And Gindi just couldn't quite make the three.
Well, you can see that Egypt have come out ready to give it to Tunisia. There's no doubt about it. Bowerman says, don't worry, it's a long game. I don't know if he said don't worry, but he said it's a long game. But it's certainly a lot shorter the rest of the way than it is when it started. 3 quarters remaining, 25 seconds. And no signs of a Tunisian recovery at this point. Amin to Arabi, and Kiaza can't get there in time. In fact, it was to Bibu. Arabi's out of the game now.
Great job by Bibu, keeping the ball up and getting rid of it and getting the score as quickly as possible before the help came.
They got to get it up quickly, and boy, that is what I call domination. First quarter domination, 17-point advantage. If Coach Marai was worried about his team not playing well before this AfroBasket, well, his team just took a 17-point lead on the defending champions, Tunisia. 27-10, Egypt on top at the end of one.
Egypt totally dominant. 4 of 13 from 2, but 5 of 5 from behind the arc, 4 of 8 from free throws. Tunisia 0 from 7, and they're just not getting any decent looks, and that's because Egypt are chasing them all over the floor. 40 minutes of full court pressure is what Egypt gives you on the defensive end. Only a good place for Egypt to look at. And they started pretty convincingly with that long range shot, and they just kept coming. Ahmed Metwali, otherwise known as Dula, and then Bibu just hitting the mid-range. And then again, Dula just knocking it down between the legs. And Michael Roll had to get something going. Made the layup. But there's not much positivity for Tunisia to take from that, but this is their first big challenge. And at the moment, Egypt are dominant.
So Roll, Abada, Shanufi, Giaza, and El Malbrook in the game. And Mesri out, which suggests they want to chase it a little bit more defensively.
Yeah, it's horses for courses now, Jeff. They've got to get quick players in that are going to get in the passing lanes. Try and hurry Egypt up.
Another hand check by Shanufi.
Yeah, just too much hands on the play there. Got to keep moving your feet, keep your hands up. And again, just reaching for the ball. You've got it. One player that did that so well, Shabozwa for Rwanda, just slides his feet and keeps his hands straight up. Wilson to his friends.
Really
cool.
El Malbrook saying they should call it technical for acting on Amin. Boy, a lot of stuff happening here. Gindi from the arc. Giaza with the rebound. El Malbrook pulls up at the line, hands it off to Giaza. Is that the start of the comeback?
Beautiful play there by Tunisia, shaped for the shot, and then just dropped it off underneath for the close range 2. Tunisia need players who are going to chase the ball all over the court.
Oh, the drive. Hussein scores and a three-point play opportunity.
Great attack at the basket by Egypt again. Omar Hussein just straight through the D. Back to the line for a bonus shot.
You know, we watched a couple of days before the training of Egypt, and they were really enjoying themselves together. Being, you know, and when you see that, you know that that's an advantage because they're going to play for each other. Look at Amin. Chase come up with a steal, saves it inbounds to Shahata. Well, I hate to say it for Tunisia, but you're being out-hustled right now. Bibu drives in, gets denied by Ghiaza. He's tough.
Defensive effort by Ghiaza.
Tough opponent for Roll, and to have to go up against Amin because he's so quick.
We spoke about it with Angola being most of the roster being from two teams. And it's a similar thing, a similar situation with Egypt. We know about the setup. We've been hearing about the setup of their league and that they keep the Egyptian players there, the national team players are playing in their home country. And again, it looks like a club team.
Obata to Mesri, can't get it to go. I tell you, I've been more impressed tonight, to be honest, by Bibu.
Yeah, well, other players are getting a chance without Anas Mahmoud being available. They're having to rely more on Bibu, more on Orobi. They're all capable players. It's just that Anas gives them that extra dimension. They've been able to stretch the floor, but they're adjusting their game really well. They've got plenty of quick players, haven't they, Egypt, who are willing to dive on the floor, give all the defensive effort, and then knock down the threes when they present themselves.
Yeah, I don't think Anas is looking on and saying, well, maybe they don't need me after all. I'll just go home tomorrow.
But that's a great thing for Hassan Marai to have, that things aren't going to fall apart with one of your key players missing.
Well, Ganouni is checked in and a foul.
And there is Anas, who we were just talking about. And again, well, absolutely nailed there on the screen.
Shahata inbounds it. Abbas into Bibu, bounce pass. Abbas, oh boy, look at that. What wonderful basketball the Egyptians are playing.
And this time they go into the post, and a beautiful look-away bounce pass. And it's the benefit of moving without the ball. It really helped that Ganouni was up in the air off that first pass, and while he's coming down, Omar has exploded to the basket, and that's just great to see the bigs and the guards interacting like that.
Well, you see a lot of complaining from Marai usually during games, but he's not complaining too much right now, is he? Coach of Egypt. Oh boy, somebody's got to be open. Here we go. They can't get it up quick enough. Abad takes it back out. Obata. Chanufi from New York. And the hustle is there, and the foul, and really you know that you're really getting beat when your players are constantly appealing to the referees for fouls.
Yeah, well, Mesri may well have got hit in the ear. That's what he's trying to tell the refs, but
no, he did.
It's just part of diving for a loose ball. If you're going to get your knees dirty, you're going to put your face in where there's other players, you're liable to get hit, but nothing doing as regards to the foul.
Omar Abada run off the three-point line. Ganouni hits the three.
Wow, could that be the catalyst to get him back? It's a big-time shot.
Well, Bowerman definitely wanted the foul on that shot as well. He turned immediately over to his Federation president and said, why was there no foul on that? Here's Azab for three. Doesn't get it back. Bibu, though, doing a good job getting the long rebound.
Really good job getting the extra possession, Bibo.
Boy, bodies flying on the hardwood. Shahata. Michael Roll rebounds it. Boy, good catch by Makram Benramdam. Roll from the arc. Omar Bada. No, it's going to be Makram Benramdam. Oh boy, that was a tough move by the veteran. Look at him.
Yeah, he loves that. He just took it in really hard, created contact and space, finished with a layup.
This is where they've got to get it done, though, and Shahata gets an open look. He's too quick for Ganuni.
Shahata is fired up. Just pulled up from the free throw line easy too.
Wow, Mesri taking a three.
Yeah, he took a couple in the first game that didn't quite connect, and
I did not expect to see 1 3 from him tonight, to be honest, and certainly not when they're down 16.
maybe a bit of frustration.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Things not going his way. They've really targeted him of Egypt. They're doing it by committee, which we talked about pre-game. 2-3 guys dealing with him, and
well, the guard play, you know, taking nothing away from Tunisia's guards, but the guards of Egypt are lightning quick. I mean, Amin is so fast. Shahata, Dula.
Yeah.
These guys are fast.
At both ends of the floor, they just don't give you a moment's rest, and it's the big lead.
Omar Zab has it. Dula splits the defense, and great effort by Tunisia getting on the ground for the basketball. I don't know who it was that dove. It might have been Benramdam. Nice give and go. Three-point play opportunity. Look at that bench. Nick, one of the coaches of Tunisia, is turning around at the crowd and telling them to get behind the team.
Yeah, that was just great transition. Quick passing, and Roll just got it back. He pushed the ball up the floor, just kept running. A simple give and go, and Egypt caught flat-footed, couldn't deal with it. Three-point play coming, and it's a long game, and Tunisia will go on a decent run, I'm sure. They're too good to be suppressed for this long, Jeff.
Roll with 7 points, chance to go to 8. Takes his time, releases it, and makes it. He's going to come out.
Yeah, good job by Roll.
Sit down, Michael, but be ready to go back in at a moment's notice. 13-point advantage for the Egyptians. Shusha has come in. El Malbrook guarding him. It's all about defense. I mean, this is where they've been getting beat. Tunisia, defensively, the Egyptians have been just too quick. I mean, probing. Puts it up. Oh, goodness gracious me. How did he make that shot?
And the Egyptian bench love that.
And yet he missed a layup. How do you explain it?
He's got players all round him, behind him, in front of him. He's got Mesri right in front. And he's just incredible core strength and concentration to knock that down. It was important that Egypt responded straight away to the Michael Roll three-point play.
And Amin makes one of the shots of the day, incredibly. Roll comes right back in, having gotten a breather. He comes in for Ganuni.
Ganuni just got onto 3 fouls, so
it was on Ganuni. I was looking for the flashing light on the board. I didn't see it. Quick pass up to Roll. Little runner from Roll. Wow, that was a tough shot, but he made it look relatively easy.
He certainly got the shooter's roll there to Michael. And now they've got to put the pressure on defensively.
10 points for Roll. You can see he's perfect from the floor. Arabi, and good defense by Salah Mejri coming up with the steal. Tunisia looking to go on a run at the end of the first half. Roll, open, steps into it, count it! Michael Roll is at the party, the latest player in this FIBA AfroBasket to have really an outstanding first half.
Yeah, great play from Roll. Good defense, gets it started again. Roll makes the pass, then he just waits. Arabi's gone too far in. By the time he's turned around, it's too late. High release, high arc. 3 points.
Timeout. Let's listen to a very heated Marai of Egypt.
مش هتلعب باسكت عشان معاك 2 فاول يعني. الحاجة الثانية شوشة يا ابني ركز يا ابني، انت ماسك مايك الرول. ما اعرفش رحت عملت ايه، راح هو جاري وانت الراجل عمال ما ترجع بسرعة على الراجل مان. الله مدفوع بقى. اي حد ياخد اي حد. الحاجة الثانية. احنا مفيش مرة بدأنا لعبة 5 لأن الضغوطات واقفين هنا من الأول، ما بتعملش استجر للراجل ليه في الأول؟ أنت واقفني هنا من الأول ليه؟ هتستلم إزاي؟ أنا كل مرة تقول لي كده ركز في كل حركة. عمر طارق اللي هيدبسك في الفاول الخناقة اللي أنت بتعملها. أنت عمل عليك أوفر بلاي، سيب المكان.
Well, the biggest lead of the game has been 19 points for Egypt. It's been whittled down to 11 with 5:13 remaining in the first half.
Yeah, it's a game of runs. Egypt have had the best of the most of this first half, and now Tunisia are coming, and Michael Roll just took a blow. You said he'd be coming back in quick, he did, and he nailed that really important 3 there. Egypt have got to refocus.
Shusha over to Amin from 3. Now that triggers a break here for Omar Bada in Tunisia. Pass back to El Malbrook. Roll open, mistake. Nope, this time off the cup.
He had a good look, Michael, but it was off to the left as soon as it left his hand, and they got what they wanted.
Kiju back in the game, hands it off to Shusha. Shusha goes in and misses the reverse layup. I think Arabi went in for a tip and grabbed the rim. El Malbrook stops and doesn't pop. Dula, what hustle? Quickly, up to Amin. Over to Shusha, again for 3. Shusha's not been on his game in this AfroBasket so far. Abada. Over to Mejri. What a tough pass to El Malbrook. He catches it and he goes in for the layup.
Yeah, he just blew past Arabi. No help side at all because they're worried about the outside shooters. Easy score.
Boy, Bowerman getting down into a defensive position to his team. Come on, let's play some D. Mejri rebounds the miss. Egypt have lost the momentum. It's firmly now with the team in red.
Egypt desperately need a stop here.
Here comes Roll, knifes his way in on a tough attempt, but doesn't make it with the left hand. Kiju on the break, over to Dula. Bounce pass across court, over to Shusha. And Abada can't quite get there to pick it up.
Yeah, and that pass was meant for Kiju, but he just wasn't aware of it, and that's why it went all the way across. And Tunisia nearly had the steal. Just a little bit out of sync. Just a little extra pressure from Tunisia on the defensive end. Couple of made shots, and Egypt just not all on the same page.
Well, Ganouni's going to come in for Roll, who's sucking wind, and I think Bowerman just realizing, listen, I need to rest one of my stars here after seeing him miss that left-handed layup. although it was under a little bit of pressure. Here comes Gindi into the corner. Shihata, El Malbrook chased him off the line. Kiju steps inside. Good!
Yes, beautiful shot fake. Defense is chasing out hard on the closeout. Perfect execution.
El Malbrook. Abada from the arc. Hasn't got anything going tonight, Omar Abada. I mean, oh boy, saw Mesri and got to the rim quickly and scored with the left hand. Back to 13 points, and Mesri sneaks behind the defense and scores with a dunk. What happened there with Egypt? They just completely fell asleep.
Yeah, that's, they can't be doing that too much.
Shihata, boy, he got away with a charge, bowled into Ganuni, and now the dump to Bibu.
That's great job.
He looks tough tonight.
What a pass from Keju to Bibu. Two sort of role players combining there. You watch this no-look, that's tough. In mid-air, and Mesri sort of stranded as Bibu made the turnaround jump hook, and Egypt back on track.
How about you have all the answers when you're here, and how about you do it on the court from now on? We need to play harder, people. All right, we're getting much better looks now, right? We had some really good looks from three, right? When you're open, that was a good one. That was a good one. Mikey, that was a good one, right? Okay, now, remember, first of all, you're going to see the full court press, right? We're going line to get the ball in bounds, okay? Then after that, we're going thumb down. Thumb down. Let's go. Let's go.
Just a game of runs, this. Jeff, really, Egypt were dominant. Tunisia really came back in. Michael Rowe playing a big part in that. And then role players from Egypt, because Anas Mahmoud is down with the injury, combining.
Yep, including
it's great to see. Great to see. Bibu,
Kiju, Rabi. Yep, absolutely.
And that is key for this Egyptian squad. They all know each other so well. And they're hanging tough against the defending champions.
So Roll does come back in. I'm surprised. I thought he was sitting down for the rest of the half. Abada out to Ben Ramdam. Wow. Open three, just like his coach said. But they didn't set up the press like he had asked. And I'm sure he's going to say something about that during the timeout.
This is beautiful. Because Mesri's underneath, the help stays with him. And great pass. Outside by Omar Abada. Perfect rotation on the shot.
Well, they got it back to 10. Psychologically, that's important for Tunisia.
Yeah, and it's forced the timeout by Coach Marriott.
ايه علاقه الباك سكرين؟ ما تقابله. الله وقف الدريبل. انت عمال تبص على الراجل اللي بيعمل لك باك سكرين. فايه اللي حصل؟ افهمني. اللي حصل ان الراجل ده عدى بالكابتن بيبو، فاضطرينا نعمل اوفر هيل، راح شايط مكرم. اللي ناحيه مكرم ما يعملش هيل. اتفقنا؟ اتفقنا. يا ريت نصحى ونشوف احنا بنعمل ايه. الله. الحاجة التانية ده ما يخشش يا كابتن البيج مان يا كيجو.
يعني هو دلوقتي في عمر عبادة هنا وصالح بيطلع يعمل له سكرين كده وبعدين ايوه وبعدين مكر.
يا حبيبي السكرين اللي بيتعمل في ظهر السكرين ده ملوش اي قيمة. احنا عايزين كنتوا الاثنين.
انا وبيبو تراب هنا.
انت وبيبو وانت
Coach Marriott not wanting Tunisia to get any more momentum. 60% from the field. Pretty, apart from points from the bench, which Egypt have got 26 points. And that's what we're talking about, key players, key role players coming off the bench. doing a great job. 26 points to 7 in favour of Egypt for points from the bench. Otherwise, everything else pretty similar.
I mean, this is to Gindi. Kind of feels his way inside. And a foul called. Who's the foul on?
Might be Mejri because he's backing up, and that's clever play.
I think it's on roll.
Clever play, just slowly move forward. A little bit of hesitation. Gets back to the free throw line.
So it was indeed on roll. Okay, so they're very late to show those fouls up on the scoreboard. That's what I've noticed. Anyway, Gindi takes his time and gets it to drop. It is the 4th game.
What a day. 3
wow,
incredible games.
I know. There you go, 1 of 2. And
this one has all the makings. If Tunisia can get some good momentum now for the last minute, hang on to your seats in the second half.
Well, the pass just a little too high for Mejri. Makes an extraordinary effort to save it in bounds, and then he gets it back. How about that? Incredible. That's got to be one of the plays of the day right there.
That is wonderful play from Mejri. He's got no issue chasing after any loose ball, saves it, and then finishes the play.
So now it's back to single digits, the deficit. Bibu, wow, putting it up from 3 and short. And Marai says, what are you doing? Here comes El Malbrook. And Mejri has gone down in a little bit of agony. And Shihata.
Just have to see that again. I didn't quite assume he's collided with Keju. Keju was the nearest player to him.
Well, he's saying there was something untoward that happened. Watch. Oh. Yeah, Keju certainly made it a...
He seemed to get caught up between 2 players. Watch that, that's great.
Oh, that was a great play.
And a top pass as well through the Egyptian defense. And Mejri just up and over and throws it down.
I think he took exception to the contact from Keju.
I think the other issue was whether it was intentional or not. He got caught up between 2 Egyptian players as well, and he's taken quite a hit there, I think.
Well, I think he was running across midcourt. He kind of cut in, and it looked to me like Keju kind of stepped forward a little bit to make sure there was contact. Now, I could be wrong because I'd like to see it from another angle, but that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, I think we need to look at it from a couple of angles to make a more considered opinion. Is that English enough for you?
Yes. Ben Ramdam fouled as he gets inside by Ali Ahmed.
Good attack. Ben Ramdam. And
no, they're going to call it on Keju. Well, Keju could have gotten the foul called for his push on the other Tunisian, not on Ben Ramdam. And this is Ali Ahmed trying to protect the rim, and Ben Ramdam gets to the line, but he's got to make his free throws.
A lot of contact, and you can see the foul on the arm, clear foul, clever play from Ben Ramdam.
Both teams over the limit here with 34.5 seconds remaining. And that was a big if about making the free throws. It continues to plague Ben Ramdam. Wow. probably being too harsh. He was 3 of 4 before that. And he misses both. Oh boy, Elmau Brook decides to bring it back out instead of going up with it. And a reach and a foul called on Amin.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because they had the trap. He's right on the sideline. He's almost falling out of bounds. And there's just too much contact. They had Mel Brook exactly where they wanted him.
But also, that said, I can understand the reaction from Amin because it looked like he was just stepping forward. They called that Amin or Kiju? It was on Kiju, okay. That makes more sense. So Egypt, if they can get the ball back here, they'll probably try to hold it for 1, I would imagine. Elmau Brook takes his time and sinks the free throw. Back to 8 points. They haven't been this close in a long time. Now it's 7. Tunisia have stormed back. What was once a 19-point advantage is just 7 points.
Dirk Baumann was right. It is a long game. It's especially when you get an early lead.
Indy comes up to help out. Oh boy, he has it knocked away and just able to get it back. Arabi now wants to get rid of it. Over to Dula, who's hit a couple of threes today. Ali Ahmed goes to the left corner. Gindi has it, he finds Ali Ahmed. His bounce pass down low to Arabi. And Arabi is fouled by Giaza right at the end with 0.2 seconds remaining.
That's good play. They run the clock right down, get it into the big fella. Mesri not on the court, so he can dominate inside.
Get a lot of ball there in that replay. So, might they call timeout and advance the ball? Or no, they wouldn't. Not now. Robbie takes his time, misses. Egypt today, not too good at the free throw line, right around 60%. And good job knocking it off, and Abada just holds on to it. Well, there you have it. Great showing by Egypt early, opening up the big lead. But Tunisia slowly but surely coming back into it. Egypt lead at 45-38 over Tunisia at halftime.
Yeah, game finally poised now, and 45-38 Tunisia lead. These are the stats. 48% from 2. 45 from 3, Egypt 53% from the foul line. That's hurting them, both teams 53%. Tunisia 20% from 3, 77% from 2. Rebounds, Egypt just ahead, 10 assists to Tunisia, 7 to Egypt, and 7 and 8 turnovers respectively. Top scorers. Wali 8, Abdul Halim 7, Farag 6. Then roll, Emil Dama Mesri leading the way for Tunisia. Dula started things off for Egypt. They really came out of the traps fast, way behind the three-point line. High arc in 3, that got things working in the right direction for Egypt. Maybe just one step quicker. Kiju, who's had an important role, him Arabi. And Ali up there, all chipping in. Dula. Between the legs, in front, and splash. Then Tunisia on the handoff to Roll. He's going to go all the way round to the hoop, avoiding the Egyptian defence. Just using there was no screen, he just got round with hustle. Nice finish there. Right hand finish for Omar. Reverse layup. Little sort of screen and dive by FIBA. Nice reverse layup. They just were in the ascendancy at this point. But slowly but surely, Tunisia came back. Attacking Bibu here. Creating contact and able to finish with his right hand from the left. Ben Rondam enjoyed that one. Great spacing on this pass. Ben Rondam, feet set. Perfect rotation. And drains the three. So, at half time, it's 45-38 to Egypt. We'll be back shortly.
Push up the floor. Tommy alley-oop pass. Throwing it down. TK Adobe. There's that Henry. Henry's quick hands take it right away. Alley-oop pass. Are you kidding me? Flushed by Fine.
Everybody's got to contribute.
There's Ongway reaching in, coming up. Terrific defensive play. Saves it inbound. Here comes the Morant. Ongway again for three. Good. Kenya have closed the gap to one.
And yet again, it's inspirational, sensational basketball from Tyler Ongway at Kenya.
Here's Badio again. Oh boy, yeah, the two-handed reverse jam by Deem. Here he is. Oh, he goes up under, but he's rejected at the rim.
Wow.
Jacques Willie Kouassi rather.
What a block.
We have walked this land for a long time. We know how far we've gone, and we're sure of how far we can go. Unity is not just a word here. It's not just a spirit in this sport. It's the way we all move. We are proud of our art, country, family, language, and culture. We are united by basketball.
Welcome to FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup 2022.
Well, for Tunisia tonight, it's a good thing that Michael Roll showed up because he has led them in scoring on a very difficult night when it was tough to get points. He has 13, 4, 5 inside the arc. Hasn't been quite as good from three-point range, 1 of 5. And nevertheless, that contribution is the one reason why they were able to claw back a 19-point deficit to get it back to just 7 at halftime.
Welcome back to Kigali Arena in Rwanda. It's Egypt versus Tunisia, and the game leaders for Tunisia roll with 13 points. Measure with 4 rebounds. And there's Michael Roll, 13 points, 3 rebounds.
Yeah, Michael's been good on his drives, but he's just 1 of 5 from three-point range. He needs some of those to fall, but I suppose more important than anything is they play defense, isn't it?
Yeah, they've got to step it up. They've ended that quarter really strongly. 19-point deficit now, only 7, so that's a lot for Coach Marai to be thinking about. Momentum is with Tunisia. It's going to be all about the first couple of minutes of this third quarter. Who's going to go on the next big run?
Well, certainly Egypt had the momentum. Not 100% momentum, but they had the momentum coming into halftime, and it'll be interesting to see if Egypt can kind of recapture that feistiness that they had at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, that's what got them the lead. Great defense right from the start of the game, and then scoring off turnovers and steals. 7 points for Amma Abdulham. And for Omar Orabi, just 1 point. He's missed a couple of shots close to the basket. 3 rebounds. Omar Farag, 6. And for Tunisia, Mejri's really struggled at times. He's been roughed up. He's had to talk to the refs. 6 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. They've really targeted him. He's there in the talking to the refs now, maybe wanting a bit of protection, but they've got to deal with him some way. And if they let him go where he wants to go, inside the key and around the basket, Egypt are going to be in all sorts of trouble. So they've got to deal with him some way. It's a very, very physical way of dealing with him. And he's still very, very upset. He's got to put that out of his mind and just concentrate on the job in hand.
You know, I think the fact that he goes up and he speaks the way that he did to Wojciech Liszka is acceptable. And I'm sure that Wojciech Liszka feels like, hey, listen, maybe it's been a physical game and you have not been, you feel like you haven't gotten the calls that you've wanted. But at the end of the day, you know, we're calling what we see and we're doing our best. But I'm sure the fact that he goes up and says that is probably going to maybe help him get a call.
Yeah, they
two in the second half.
If he asked in the right way, he was very frustrated earlier, and I think he had to bite his lip on a few occasions. But yeah, you've got to speak to the refs. The refs here are very good. The modern refs, you can speak to them. They will explain things. The voice check, as we know, a reasonable guy. So we'll see what happens early on in this first couple of minutes of the third. How they're gonna call the physicality.
I love, though, how Egypt came out to this game and just went for it. You know, they went for the jugular from the very beginning. And it really does show how, what Bowerman was saying, you know, it's right. It's a long game, don't worry. But after he said that, it went from bad to worse. And you really did wonder if Tunisia were going to be able to put the brakes on that Egypt run, but eventually they did. Second half action underway. Shusha starting, getting it to Ale Ahmed. And he travels.
Even a bit of physical shenanigans going on there when Mejri was trying to get the ball. Just keep an eye on the Mejri and the bigs of Egypt. Mejri a long way out from the basket there, tightly guarded by Kiju.
There he is, getting it inside and putting the pressure on Kiju and getting to the line.
He's such a skilled big man, Jeff. He can catch it halfway out towards the three-point line and still make his move, spin move, protects the ball.
But, you know, you got to make your free throws if you're going to work your way to the line. Takes his time. The Tunisian tower of power makes the first.
Just 3 of 7 now for this evening's game.
And now he makes both. So it's a 5-point game. And a steal from Makram Ben Ramdam. And suddenly, a 3-point lead for Egypt. Tunisia has shaved 16 points off the deficit. They want space. Now they're diving for the ball. And Amin, hopefully he's okay. He rolled a few times. El Malbrook is going to go check on him. No, I guess not. Watch this. El Malbrook diving for the ball. And Amin's right leg clipped his left leg as he went over. Here he is catching the inbounds pass, puts it up from the edge of the stripe. Makram Ben Ramdam rebounds the miss, gets it back to roll. He looks up the floor, goes right at Amin, spins, gets into the paint, back outside to El Malbrook. He gets it to roll in the corner. Good recovery by Kiju. Now cross court to El Malbrook. He steps into the 3. That would have tied it. Arabi with the rebound, gets it over to Dula. Amin with the alley-oop to Arabi, well defended by Salah Mejri. Abada, alley-oop to Mejri, and he just catches it and puts it up. It's a 1-point deficit.
Just great job by Mejri on the defensive end, and he outworked Arabi going down the other way, and he got what he deserved, an easy 2 by the bucket.
Offensive foul called. Was it Arabi?
Arabi, too much physicality there.
It was indeed on Arabi. That's number 3 on him. And it's a different Tunisia that's come out for the second half. And certainly a different Egypt as well. Roll. They swing it over to El Malbrook. That's long. Mejri, though, goes up. And foul number 4 on Arabi.
Danger signs for Egypt here, Jeff.
Well, they need to bring Bibu in. Arabi hasn't been really the pick of the centers tonight for this Egypt team. I thought he played well on opening day.
Mejri is just too athletic, too long.
Arabi probably a little unfortunate to pick up that call on that replay. Here he goes. Abada has been quiet, and he earns a trip to the line. Can you believe it? Once down, 19 points. Tunisia, if Abada can get these 2 to drop, will take the lead.
Yeah, good strong drive, goes with his left hand, Abada. Foul called on Metwali or Dula.
He's tied it, 45 apiece.
First free throw of the evening.
And Tunisia have indeed moved in front early in the second half. Their first lead of the game, and here they are forcing another turnover. Great pressure, Ben Ramdam. Quick pass to Mejri, and this time the defense rises to the occasion for Egypt to get it back.
Yeah, Ramdam had the space there to shoot the ball, but he chose to drive and try to make the pass.
Kiju way high. Not sure what was going on there.
It's not his type of move. That was a tough move going left and finishing with a right-hand floater, and things gone a bit west here for Egypt. It's the pressure of Tunisia and the defensive end, and some great offense.
Abada goes left, and the reach on Kiju. And it's all going horribly wrong for the Pharaohs right now.
And it was working well before, but the issue is having Kijou in. You've got the two bigs, so Kijou's come out. Now they're going to have more balance, but they've got two bigs in trying to deal with Mesri. Takes away their speed and their ball handling. But more balance now.
Also, Shahata is going to come in for Dula. It's like replacing like for like.
Yeah, both super quick guards.
Well, it continues to look promising for Tunisia. Omar Abada, very quiet offensively in the first half. It was a big drive, and getting the 2 free throws. He has 4 points now. They continue with the pressure. They inbounded to Bibu, who gives it quickly to Gindi. Gindi with the hand, catches the handoff. Shahata over to Shusha, shot clock winding down. Oh, hands it off to Bibu, right play, but then he charges into Salah Mesri. It's all working right now for Mesri in Tunisia. And now they've called a technical foul as well because of the reaction on Shusha.
Great job by Mesri first.
I was just about to say he needs to watch that reaction because he's gonna get a technical, and so be it.
He's still talking to the refs as he walks off. Big frustration in the Egypt camp at the moment.
Shusha, you need to shush. Is that fair enough?
That's
or is
good.
it shush?
No, that's shush or shush, I don't mind. But he does need to do that. Michael Roll adding to the frustrations for Egypt. But Mesri has just hung tough, and he's just letting his playing do the talking, whereas first
half he was letting his talking do his playing.
You got it.
Or something like that.
Yeah, so he's just had a good talking to himself, and look how he's come out now, second half, and played absolutely.
Well, the technical foul takes Shusha to 4 fouls. So that's even worse. And now Mesri, you can't see him, but he's over there talking to Bibu like they were old friends, talking about good old times. And Bibu's like, hey, I'm sitting here next to a superstar.
Yeah.
He likes me.
Maybe he's telling him what he's going to do when he gets the ball. And see if Bibu can stop him.
Macron, Ben Ramdan. Oh, they hand it off to Mesri!
And there you go, Mesri just waiting. Ben Ramdan loves it.
Look at the hug from Ben Ramdan. Ben Ramdan has been utterly sensational with his defense, with his passing, and ratcheting up the emotion.
And look, Amin got completely on the wrong side. And Mesri said, it's okay, I got this.
Who can turn the tide for Egypt now? It's got to be the style of play more than anything. They've got to beat the pressure of Tunisia. Mesri on the switch, gets Gindi. Roll now on Amin. Gindi catches. Tough drive. El Malbrook over to Michael Roll. Passes back to Ben Ramdan. The wind is in the sails of Tunisia.
That's picture perfect fast break. Michael Roll with a little no-look pass. And Ben Ramdan throws it down.
Well, they're turning on all cylinders. Tunisia outscoring Egypt 16-0 in the first 3 minutes and 47 seconds. of the second half. They lead it 54-45. Egypt have called timeout.
الحاجة التانية ما تمسكش الكورة في ايدك اكتر من ثانيتين ثلاثة، ما تقعدش تتحنجلي. سكرين طلع الكورة، سكرين طلع الكورة.
هو بيسويتش دلوقتي.
السكرينات، سكرين، بنتريشن، طلع والبيك مان يقطع على تحت الحلقة.
Tunisia 100% for the free throw line, but it's all about momentum. 19-point lead for Egypt earlier, 9-point lead now. It's a 28-point turnaround, and it's their biggest lead, Tunisia. And Mesri has turned their fortunes with just concentrating on playing and being the star he is, because he was getting roughed up. Things weren't going his way, well, they certainly are now.
Then Ramdam reaching around, trying to deny the ball, deny the pass. I guess Bowerman was right after all. It is a long game, isn't it?
Yeah, they're playing the long game, and I just knew things would turn around in the end. They got too many good players, too many options. One of the best bigs in the competition, the likes of Michael Roll as well.
They were definitely on the back foot, though. Amin for three. Well, sometimes all it takes is one shot. And just really needed by Omar Zab to come up and commit that foul when you're over the limit. Not an intelligent play at all. Watch. He gets the foul because he puts his hands on Abada.
Yeah, that's just takes away the
great shot by Amin. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. Tunisia can continue to be perfect from the line, and lots of shrugging of shoulders and shaking of heads, and Morabid looks as though he's heading back in, and he's in foul trouble.
Nope. Instead, they're going to put Kiju. They say, Arabi, you go back and sit down. So with 5 minutes, 55 seconds to go in the third quarter, the lead goes back to 8. Indy gets it across midcourt. Kiju didn't want to shoot it over Mesri. Remember, they had little tete-a-tete in that first half. Gindy out to the corner. Shihata gets rid of it like it's a hot potato. And Mesri fouls the three-point shooter, Gindy. And Mesri saying that he stuck his leg out. Let's watch. Yep. I think perhaps not quite as exaggerated, but he definitely did. And that is what Mesri is pointing out.
He was coming out really hard in the closeout, though, so
he was vulnerable.
Yeah, exactly.
You're almost inviting him to do it.
Yeah, and he ended up past the player as well. So you applaud the hustle, but he was putting himself in a situation to have the foul called against him.
And this is where Mesri doesn't need to resort to going back to talking to the refs and whatever, because he's in good frame of mind. He's playing hard, and you know, can knock you out of sync.
Yeah, the team have really pulled themselves back from a difficult situation. So don't give it. You won't want to be giving Egypt any encouragement.
Gindy misses the second, so the best he can do on this trip is 2 for 3. And he does indeed. So 2 for 3. It's better than 1 for 3. And it's back to a 6-point deficit.
Yeah, Egypt have got to have another run in them and get back to how they were playing.
Whoa, attacking the pressure, tried to get to Mesri, but they weren't connecting right there. Now Dula.
They need to move the ball quicker, Egypt. It's just starting to stick.
Dula from deep, and he's fouled.
And again, they're moving the ball much quicker, attacking the basket, kicking it out. Long closeout, so we need to go for a long closeout. You're closing out at speed. Let's see what this is on.
Well, again, Elmel Brook is not incorrect. He kind of just put his foot out a little as he went past.
I think there was contact. I think Mel Brook put his hands on Dula, and the refs are going to call it.
I didn't see that. I'd have to see it again. But I'll take your word for it. Certainly adds spice to the game, doesn't it?
Yeah, we want a close one. As neutrals, we want it close. We'll be having to sit it out at the moment with his foul issues.
So Egypt again go 2 for 3.
Let's see what sort of defense they can put on here. They've got some speedsters on the floor. Amin, Dula, Gendi will hustle.
Ganouni back in for Elmel Brook, who heads over to the bench fuming. Defense knocking it away from Ganouni, and then Omar Abada called for a charge into Dula.
Yeah, and that was right in front of us. Great defense from Dula, not letting Abada breathe. He made the most of it. He pushed. He did push. But Dula made the most of it. But you get what you deserve, and they deserve to turn the ball over. Get another chance to get closer to Tunisia.
Gendi with the alley-oop. Able to get it to Bibu. He goes right at Mesri, living dangerously there. 4.3 seconds to go on the shot clock.
I know he was determined to get a score there, but I think you have a quick look. If you can't get that first move done, just kick it out. Got so many good shooters around you.
Gendi puts it up from deep! And suddenly the Egyptians are back.
Great character shown by the Egyptians. Coach Marai's got to be really pleased. And they get the ball to a shooter. Gendi nails it from miles out.
A technical foul has just been called on Bowerman for having a go for a non-call.
Well, we'd have to see the shot. What's his beef?
It was before the play where Bowerman was letting him have it. Okay, let's listen.
Okay? Next time down, we're going to run short. All right, let's execute it. Murad, we got enough of a break. Go back in for Ghana, okay? Go back in. You back in for Sierra. All right, right now, people, let's go. Let's go, right now.
Well, he was saying they got to be bigger than that in terms of, like, if we don't think we're getting the right calls, even though he did just get a technical for complaining, we got to be bigger than that. Stop complaining and play some basketball.
Yeah, he's just given away that technical, but it's the play of the guys on the floor that's just the frustration boiling over. They did so well, got the lead, 9-point lead, and they've just let Egypt get back in the game. But Egypt playing tough D, And a massive shot from Gendy.
So a 4-point trip down the floor.
Bauman's still talking. He's got to be really careful now. Another technical and he'd be gone.
They're reaching the foul, Dula. No love
Were they
lost.
just playing catches
No
there,
love
were they?
lost between these two teams. Ben Ramdam laughing as he comes over to pick up the basketball in front of us.
Everybody wants to talk to the ref in this game, Jeff. But the ref is smiling, and that's the way to diffuse it. A lot of emotion, North African derby, and both teams right on the edge here.
So Obata takes advantage and gets the lead back up to 58-56. But boy, what a game we've got. Leg comes in as well. Dibu hands it off to Amin. Kiju. And what a rebound by Salah Mejri.
It's just not Kiju's play, and that's where they miss Anas Mahmoud. Maybe he gets it in that position. He can make a big play for it.
And Ramdam hands it off. Now Mejri. Nope. Then Ramdam. Passes. Oh boy, they get a good look from Michael Roll, but it was short. The long rebound goes to him. He puts it up again. Good. The long rebound.
He is ice. He just had no issue getting his own rebound, very fortuitously falling back into his hands, and he drained the second attempt.
Chiata dumps it to Kiju. Kiju twists and turns, tries to go up. Did he step out of bounds?
Maybe he did. He was very close to the baseline. He just hasn't got the elevation to shoot it over Mejri. And again, Michael Roll, that is really good fortune for Tunisia, that the ball bounced back to him exactly where he wanted it for another three-point shot. It was like having a shot return machine there. Egypt have got to go again.
Oh, great effort. Great effort by Amin. The ball hit the referee, and he says, I'm out of bounds, so that means it's out because it hit him and went back into play, and Amin was ready to go off to the races. Elmal Brook, back to Roll. Pump fake, bounce pass. Salah Mejri called for travel.
Great job by Orobi. Just didn't give Mejri any room and forced the travel.
Robbie hands it off. Chihata. And Elmal Brook is going to get it back. Now they're going to talk. Could be that they change this call and give it to Egypt.
First impression is that it's come off a Tunisian player, and the referees have sorted that out quickly.
Ooh, I think it did come off of Elmal Brook. They got it right. They got together and changed the call. It's interesting, you know, when they select these referees, they select them for each game, and you know who's going to deal with who, and they know it's going to be a testy affair. And offensive foul on Arabi. Is that 5 on him?
Yeah, I think it is.
Arabi has just fouled out.
Again, he's moving as he's trying to set the screen. He's sliding to his left. You just got to... The screen doesn't have to be perfect. If the defender has to run round you, that can be enough. You don't have to make big contact all the time or create the perfect screen, because look what's happened. And Wojciech is saying you're going to have to leave the court. There you go.
So Bibu, short rest for him. He comes back. All hands on deck. And now a technical has been called on Coach Marai.
Frustration boiling over there for Coach Marai. So both coaches now with technicals. And
Bowerman's like, yeah, I got that. Elmal Brook makes the technical free throw. Now Marai needs to be careful he doesn't pick up another one. And the ball goes through the hands of Elmal Brook. Egypt stay with it, but then Makram bin Ramdan takes it away from Hussein, who couldn't quite get hold of it.
It was a great opportunity, though, right at the rim. Ben Ramdan, right place.
Obata couldn't get it because of the defense by Hussein. So he makes amends.
Great job, immediately gets the ball back for his team.
Indy's trying to go baseline now, goes back outside to Amin.
He was tough in game one, and he's just as good in this one. Massive shot from behind the arc.
Just 3 points in it right now. Obata looking for space, gets in, goes right to the rim.
Bibu got his hands caught up in the net. Great attack by Obata.
And Kiaza called for a reach. Mokhtar Kiaza. Yeah, it's easy to foul. Got his hands on him.
Yeah, as soon as you get your hands on, especially this time of the game, the refs are going to call it quick. And Candy just adjusting his shorts. So both teams in a penalty now.
The captain, Short, hit a big three-pointer from the wing. That was a while ago now.
Good stroke on the second free throw. Michael Roll not left on the bench for too long in crunch time.
Catches, he's surrounded. He's not going to take no for an answer, and he's going to be called for a charge.
Yeah, he's had to force the issue underneath. Good defense by Egypt. They stood strong.
I just wonder if now might be a good time for the referees just to call the captains together and just say, hey guys, come on. Let us call the game.
Good defense by Genby, right place, right time. I think you're right, because it's going to wear the referees down. At every call they make, or big call, they're getting questioned. And just look, the refs are in charge. I know it's an emotional game for you guys, but just play the game.
Obata, open floor to Michael Roll. Oh, and he's learned that Euro step.
Yeah, that's a tough move at pace by Michael Roll.
And how about that drive? Getting to the free throw line.
Egypt's responding immediately.
He's fearless.
Yeah.
So Roll with that last bucket goes to 19 points. rebounds and 7 of 13 from the floor. Salah Mejri taking a breather. He knows this is a crucial game as Tunisia aspire to get back to the podium. They win this one. They got the inside track to the quarterfinals, and a nice offensive rebound and put back by Bibu.
Yeah, that's huge by Bibu. Stuck with it. Nice right-hand finish. Offensive rebound. One possession game, Jeff.
Oh boy, and the body gets Michael Roll back to the free throw line.
That's clever play, so strong in the post. Egypt doing their best. As soon as he got it in that post, he's gone hard. And he's back at the free throw line. He's just a danger man all over the floor. Jeff, he's got good size for a guard too. 6'5", 34 years old now. As you say, he's just has a little conversation now with Dula.
Well, if Tunisia win this game, they would play Democratic Republic of Congo. So that, you know, they still have not locked, they would not lock up first place. Because if the Democratic Republic of Congo were to win that meeting, they'd both be 2-1, and then they would have the better head-to-head. But then you've also got the possibility of Egypt, or the likelihood of Egypt winning against Guinea, and then you would have potentially 3 2-1 teams. Oh no, because if Tunisia wins, so that's. No, if Democratic Republic of Congo were to win, then they would be 2-1. Tunisia would be 2-1, and then Egypt would be 2-1. Then goal differential, and the games between them would decide. So anyway, final game, just to let you know. Points also very important in these games. Final seconds, ticking off the clock in the third quarter. Dula. Back to Shusha, that's a 2. It's good. I thought he had his foot on the line, but it's a three-pointer. Great shot coming off the bench, having left with that controversy. Watch this. See if his foot's on the line here.
Good patience from Egypt. They go left, Dula, kick out. And it's a push shot. He knew the shot clock was running down. Let's see where the feet.
You just can't see it there.
Well, that was, and he has struggled today, but that was massive. And Coach Marai almost breaking into a smile, and he's now thinking, we're right back in this.
Yeah, absolutely. What great resolve by Egypt. Terrific game. 10 minutes remain. Tunisia lead it 68-66 over Egypt.
There's some of the stats. Egypt 12 of 30 from 2, 9 of 16 from 3, including that biggest one from Shusha. 15 of 26 from free throws, not good. 75% for Tunisia. But it's been a massive game. Basketball is momentum, but there's been some huge changes with Egypt taking the lead at the start. That's a beautiful play by Roll to Ben Rondam. Then Tunisia coming strong, taking the lead, and then we're right on a knife edge here, and that's a throwdown on the break. Michael Roll doing a lot of things for this team. His teammates loving that, getting pumped. And look at Mike, he's going crazy.
Nick, yeah.
Nick, I meant, sorry. The physical trainer.
He's also a coach.
Yeah.
He coached in China, and that's where he met Dirk Bowerman. And I met Nick at the World Cup in 2010 in Istanbul. He wasn't coaching then. He was like more of a journalist. It's really really done
shot.
well.
That shot by Shusha is massive. There's the angle. Yeah, foot just behind the line.
Okay. Oh, and the dunk, but Mejri as the fourth quarter gets underway.
Yeah, Mejri's had a rest. You can see that with the explosion under the hoop. And Tunisia start with a pressure all over the floor.
Shusha whips it over to Bibu. And Tunisia coming over the back.
Well, what an explosive start. Mejri had obviously said, get me the ball. And he just went round and slammed it for 7-1. Mejri he just plays like a forward. The way he moves, he's nimble. There's not a lot of weight on him, so he can really move around the floor.
Ali Ahmed there for the rebound. Oh, alert play by Salah Mejri to knock it off the rim, but Egypt get it back. Now the drive, Gindi tries to follow it up. Look at the scrap for the ball. Oh boy, Salah Mejri can't stand up once you're on the ground.
Yeah, that's tough. Mejri had changed the shot, then the ball comes down on the floor and he gets on the floor as well. He's just everywhere. But you're right, I think with him standing up from that position, he's obviously shuffled his feet to get up. There's the changing the shot yet again. Ball comes down, he's still on the floor. Great defensive effort, but ball stays with Egypt. Referees have earned their money today with all the extra explanations, and look at him just tip that off the hoop.
Gindi hands it off to Ali Ahmed, and he goes up for 2.
Yeah, great recovery by Ali Ahmed. Beautiful pass, Gindi. And Ali Ahmed gathered the ball, spun round, and was able to put the shot over the front of the hoop.
Oh, Brooks short, and now Egypt with a chance to tie or take a lead. Boy. Which way is this going to go? Roll getting ready to come back in on the next dead ball for Tunisia. Dula, long 3.
Good defense by Tunisia, forcing Dula to take a tough 3.
Abada probing over to Mejri. Oh, he is going to take it.
He hesitated, he was looking for other options and then took the shot in the end.
I think he was aware that he had taken the one in the first half when it wasn't really a good situation. Here's Shusha. Ball goes off of Ali Ahmed, but into the hands of Dula. Ali Ahmed nowhere to go. And draws the foul, 2 shots.
Really good play by Ali Ahmed. Came hard towards the ball, called it, turned, shot fake, got Mejri off balance. And then hammered as he went to the basket. Good, strong, brave play by Ali Ahmed. And what's the problem now?
I think Mejri is thinking that the foul was called on him.
Well, it was, according to the stats. Just come up, 4th foul. And I think he got faked out, and then he's behind the play now. Now he's having to recover. He's got his hands on his back.
Yeah.
I know he blocked it in the end, but I think it's maybe the build-up to that shot. Referee's going to have to be very careful.
One of the referees, Wojciech Liszka, pulled Chanufi and Kiju together because they had been going at it, and they were shaking hands. So Chanufi reached out to shake his hand, and Kiju then kind of like patted him on the cheek, but kind of patted him hard on the cheek, and Chanufi took exception to it. So there's no peacemaking in this game, that's for sure.
And the refs have got their hands full, especially down the stretch now with it being so close. As we said earlier, Egypt have always come out on top against Tunisia in the AfroBaskets. That's quite a few years ago now since they last played.
Now this is a lineup for Tunisia. Well, that's interesting. They got El Malbrook roll to perhaps be the first options. Here we go, El Malbrook. Oh, puts up a runner. What a play by El Malbrook.
Woo! And he just threw that up, and he's struggling on the way back. Something's maybe got tight in his upper leg there. We saw cramp in the game in the first night.
Great defense by Ghiaza to deny the pass to Kiju. El Malbrook over to Ganouni, fumbles the ball, and then fortunately for Tunisia, Amin couldn't pick the basketball up.
Great defense again by Amin. Both teams just going at it. No time on the ball. And that is, I think, something. He tweaked something in his quad, maybe. Brooks having to come out, and he's shaking his head. Frustrating. More work for the physio teams and doctors to make sure he's okay.
Nice little 1-2 with Ghiaza and roll. So Ghiaza fouled by Kiju, gets 2 free throws.
Yeah, and a bit of confusion on the roll there, and Bibu ends up having to come from a long way up from the weak side. Doula's out of position. Ghiaza.
Haven't seen Omar Azab Farag for a while, but he's back in the game, and Ghiaza, this is the first free throw. A lot of stops in this game. It's already, it's almost 11 o'clock local time.
Yeah, we tipped off at 9. That's a long stretch, this one.
So Ghiaza goes out after making 1 of 2 and taking it back to a 4-point advantage. Ali Ahmed catches the inbounds pass. Abdullah. Ganouni trying to do his best to defend that lightning quick point guard. Now Amin. Slimani on him. Amin likes that matchup. Oh, great anticipation by Ben Ramdan. Makram Ben Ramdan. Ooh. And it was a delay, but it was a double dribble.
Yeah, Ramdan looking to the corner, but couldn't get that pass off.
Yeah. Even Ben Ramdan was not going to complain about it. Well, he is going to say, I got fouled. Ali Ahmed showing the ball handling skills for the big fella. And to Kiju. And he gets it back to 2.
I wasn't expecting that, Jeff. That was beautiful bit of ball handling. And the pass, the bounce pass. Kiju to finish.
Ganouni sees the path to the basket open up, so he takes the opportunity.
A beautiful cross-court pass by Michael Roll.
Oh boy, Doula was not. Oh, and they have called an unsportsmanlike for the way he came down hard. I think that's the right call, looking from my vantage point.
Yeah, that was a lot of physicality there as Doula went to the basket.
Well, Doula will quite happily take that every time. Well, they will review it, but watch.
Well, this is the Ali Ahmed push ahead. That's a great pass, getting in behind Rondon. Trying something different. That's beautiful. Little look away pass.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere, didn't it?
Yeah, great. Try something different. And then Gununi with that great attack.
Watch this. Watch the end of the play. I mean, it was excessive. Dula, that was certainly his reaction.
Again, he's ended up on the floor sliding out of bounds, but Gununi had lost the foot race to the basket. And he sort of swiped down on his shoulder. Another big call.
Here it is again. Watch this. This is a better angle. Whack. Got him on the head and the shoulder. Well, we'll see.
It's not a great defensive play there, because he's not going to get the ball by swiping over the top of the shoulder. So I think, yeah, they've called it. Wojciech's called it, and I think he had a good view of it from his vantage point.
Yeah.
I think they. There's no malice. He's not trying to hurt the guy, but it's just the way he's come down hard on his shoulder and his head.
So the call is indeed unsportsmanlike, and the video doesn't lie.
And no complaints from Tunisia, so there's confirmation. Gununi with the unsportsmanlike foul.
And that means Gununi has fouled out. He's gone.
Yeah.
As they say, he gone. Or El fin. Or what else can we say? That's show business. He's got to go out. Boy, the game has just stopped.
Rolls.
And what is the issue?
Rolls just sat down.
It's too. Well, he's like us. We're tired too.
He's only had to do one game though, Jeff. I know he's running around a bit more than we are.
You probably had to watch the scout.
You got it. I'm sure they've been doing plenty of prep for the game.
You probably watched one of the other games.
Players just trying to keep loose now. Again, we don't want any injuries, any cramps. Mesri still talking to the. He's telling his coach just to walk away now.
Well, I'll tell you what, it sure seemed like early on. Well, you always felt like Tunisia would come back.
Yeah, sure.
You didn't know if they'd make it all the way back, but you knew they would come back, if that makes sense. And then once Tunisia got in front by 9, you just felt like, okay, they're going to do this now. And yet here is Tunisia, here's Egypt just battling away and refusing to give up the ghost, and they're within 2 points, 5 minutes and 16 seconds remaining. Dula for 3, that'll put him in front if he makes it, and Mesri goes up and has it taken away, but he's fouled by Ali Ahmed.
It was good hustle by Ali Ahmed. Mesri had the ball, but it was available to be grabbed. But too much physicality.
Third foul on Ali Ahmed. So under 5 minutes remaining here. Michael Roll open for three. And Ali Ahmed rebounds the miss. Gindi goes to work. The captain over to Ali Ahmed. We've seen his ball handling. Now we're looking at his moves, and he's not able to get it done that time. Omar Abada spins as he crosses midcourt. Less than 4.5 minutes remaining. Roll with the double team. Gets it easily to Ben Ramdan. Passes over to Abada. Mejri. And Abada is able to get it off just in the nick of time, and a kind rebound over to Michael Roll, who just pours in the points.
Coach Marai is going to blow a gasket in a minute. He thought it was a travel on Mejri. Ball falls to Michael Roll in the offensive rebound, and he knocks down the two-pointer.
23 points now for Michael Roll. Ali Ahmed. And they've got to push it up, and they've waited too long. Oh no, he gets it off just in time, but it doesn't matter, he's missed it.
Great defense by Tunisia, chasing every Egyptian player. Had no time to get a good look.
Abada, that would have been a dagger had it gone. Ooh, almost traveled Ali Ahmed from three, and Roll gets quickly to the ball ahead of the Egyptian defense and bats it to his teammate. Well, Egypt have really got to dig in here on defense.
They need some shooters out there again. Good look for them. Ali Ahmed's three just off.
Ben Ramdan short. Looks like Tunisia struggling on offense. As both teams perhaps a little tired this time of night. Ali Ahmed again. Entry pass goes past Abbas. So 2:21 remaining, and Bibu comes in with Shusha. Abbas and Ali Ahmed go out.
Just a 4-point game. Egypt are right there. They just need the right players on the floor. It seems an obvious thing to say, but they've got to get the shooters to surround the bigs. Just keep moving that ball from side to side until they can get that wide open look.
Omar Abada brings it across midcourt. Dula on him. Got to be careful. He'll pick your pocket. Ben Ramdan. And he goes up, and the foul called on Gindi.
Not shooting. Ben Ramdan trying to, just creating the contact there. Referees call it as sideline. Or baseline inbound.
Mejri takes the contact, puts it up, and scores!
Great move. Mejri inbounds the ball and then gets to the free throw line, catches the ball, gets past Bibu, up and under, gets his elbow into the side of Bibu, makes sure he's sealed, leans in, and just wonderful touch for a big man.
Yeah, not sure really what much more Bibu could have done there, to be honest. Might have been a tough call. Mejri misses the free throw, and now the ball to Dula, so it kind of triggers a break. An unsportsmanlike foul has been called. Is it on Mejri? If it is, he's gone.
Lots of smiles between them, but Mejri can't believe it. And he's walking off the court.
Wow, unsportsmanlike. Not a good time to do that from the veteran center. Watch this again. They say he pulled in. pulled him back. Watch.
Well, or has Amin might have made the most of that. Are they going to review it? And that's what Tunisian players surrounding the ref.
Boy, this game just will not end, and they're not going to review it. And I guess he's sure what he saw. He just knows he shouldn't do it, but sometimes you do things that you know you're not supposed to do.
In order to stop a fast break.
But Amin has had his problems with the free throw line. Remember, in the first quarter, he missed both free throws. He does make the second, so that gets it back to a 5-point game. So it could have been worse.
He's just 2 of 6.
1:57 to go. Amin. And Amin gets it up. The ball batted back out. Gindi for 3. And look at Bibu get up there and get the rebound. Puts it up. Oh, a charge.
Again, this is going to be contested. Going to need to look at this from...
Well, he's not going to change his mind on this one. Watch this.
Wow. Great job by
Giaza.
Yeah, I mean, he's right there where Bibo's trying to make the shot. Now, can it be challenged?
No.
It's a tough call.
It is a tough call because he's got to... You're going to have some contact.
Yeah.
But... It's a basketball. I mean, what would you say that was a foul?
I think he's had to go up that way. He's not overly pushed.
Yeah, he's
the
not
defender.
leaned into him that much.
He's not really leaned his shoulder because he's going up for a jump hook. There is the shoulder. His left shoulder is going to be nearest the defender. There's been some contact. The refs have to at times see through it. But it doesn't help that all their big calls are being heavily contested by both teams.
Has turned it over. Entry to Ben Rondon. Quick pass. And Giaza makes the layup.
A wonderful shovel pass round the corner from Ben Rondon. Cool as you like in the heat of the Kigali night. Backs down. The help comes, over helps. And then the rotation is too late. Giaza finishes right at the hoop. Tunisia on the brink here, Jeff.
Well,
finally.
Yeah, I mean, you do feel sort of bad for Egypt on that last possession because you're talking about a potential 4-point swing there, aren't you? Well, at least, you know, they cut it to 2. Or they would have cut it to 3 if they had counted that. Still a minute and a half remaining.
Yes, plenty of time. Tunisia in control though, and things not going Egypt's way again. No 3-pointers made by either team in this fourth quarter.
I have to say though, out of the bigs tonight, I've been most impressed by Bibu. You know, that play, yet another play where you could see that he's clearly developing. He's trending in the right direction. He's going to be a force.
Definitely, and he's getting after it. All the bigs are getting after it, and they've got Medjugorje off the floor, so they've got what they really want. But yeah, they're hanging tough. They've got all the shooters they need on the floor here, Egypt. Bibu will be the muscle to set the screens.
Here he goes again. And Bibu called for travel.
Yeah, and he got away with a push as well whilst he was getting position. 2 hands in the chest of his defender. And then he travels up. And that's a wasted possession with all those shooters out there.
So Tunisia looking to finish Egypt off. And great anticipation from Amin, who goes in for the two-handed jam.
That is absolute class defense, and the high-flying dunk to finish.
And look at that, Dula almost forcing another turnover. Amin is on the hunt.
Both teams in team fouls as well, but they're just chasing the ball. That steal and dunk ignited the Egyptian defense. Dula's looking over at us. It's a lot of frustration, but they're just on the edge. Yeah, big time steal. Telegraph pass slightly, but he gets in the passing lane and elevates.
There was definitely a moment they're complaining about where El Malbrook had it. I'm not sure if he traveled, but something didn't look quite right there, right in front of us. They want to win it so badly. I really respect Egypt for the way they have fought here. And they're going to make it as hard as possible for Tunisia over the final minute. That's how much is left. Amin from three-point range. And a push called. On Bibu.
Yeah.
Watch again.
A little hip check. He didn't need to do that though, because the ball was going to fall into his hands anyway. That's really unfortunate because he had great position down there.
But is that a call that needs to be made? I mean, you're battling for a position down low.
No, again, it's a big against the smaller player. That shouldn't go against the guy because of his size. He's in there, he's in great position. He may have just moved his hip slightly, but it's not excessive. Yeah. He gets the offensive rebound, maybe puts it back up.
Yeah.
And they can put their press on. There's just a few.
They've certainly not had the rub of the green in terms of some of the calls late, but that's I've always been a big believer in the fact that these things even out over the course of the game.
Absolutely, or maybe it'll even out in the next game.
Yeah, exactly.
They've just got to keep playing tough, which they have done.
I think, you know, the second half, clearly, I mean, it's been interesting, but the fact that Egypt were up 19 points in the first half, it's kind of, they might have a point, they haven't got some calls late, but they had a 19-point lead.
Yeah, and they let it go, and now there's a 9-point deficit. That's a huge turnaround, and there's something they've got to look at on the tape and see where it all went wrong.
بيبو بعد ما تعمل السكرين ده انزل ما تستناش هنا السكرين اعمل السكرين لايهاب امين موجود لعبه الاوت ايه فين هي انت تعمل سكرين لعمرو الجندي يطلع وتطلع على 3 بوينت يا بيبو السكرين عايزه هنا اول ما تاخد الكوره بص على الشوطه مفيش بص على عمرو الجندي هيجي لك يوسف افتر You pass for anyone, cut for the other side, open for the 3-point. وترابات.
Well,
it's been a testy affair. Let's be honest. I mean, we've had unsportsmanlike fouls. We've had three-point shooters being fouled. We've had both technical, both coaches teed up. We've had constant bickering from players to the referees, and it's almost, we kind of anticipated that, didn't we? I mean,
this was the game we sort of looked at from this group that was going to be.
We're like, wow, those guys are going to get after each other.
Yeah, and it's happened. It's bragging rights for North Africa.
And also the inside track to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, it's a massive step. They're definitely in. Whoever wins this is definitely in.
So Ben Ramdan fouls out.
Gendy's still having problems with his uniform. So that's two key players gone, but maybe it's
9 points the difference. I mean, comebacks have taken place. But then when you miss free throws,
yeah, you've got to make the free throws now.
Where did they at the line on the night? Egypt.
1932 or 2033.
Below 60%.
Yeah, both teams are. Excuse me, no, I've done Tunisia a disservice. 29 of 39 they are. So that's 10 more points to the free throw line, and it's a 9-point, and the lead is 8.
So another, they want to get this margin of, well, I mean, they haven't given up on the win yet. I don't want to say that they have, but they also want to remember they want to get that deficit down as low as possible. I guess there is the possibility of.
Don't set a real screen. And then
well, I'll be quiet.
Right through to the opposite side of the floor. Now, it is Ziet first and you second. Set a clean screen, okay? Michael comes up. All right, now, Ziet to the corner, you to the ball. Okay, everybody understand? All right, here we go.
Well, clear instructions from Coach Baumann. Set a clean screen, and we've had a number of screens that throughout this tournament and in this game that have been called offensive fouls.
Well, there have been a lot of fouls that have been called. 3 Tunisians have fouled out, 1 Egyptian. 4 Egyptians have 4 fouls.
36 to 31 is the foul count. Egypt with 36.
Well, they're not fouling because they're obviously worried about the difference. Here's Shusha. Well, it takes the foul. He's going to count it. Chance for a 3-point play.
Sensational layup by Shusha. He just exploded down the court. Felt the contact, whistle went, and at pace, one-handed off the glass. Check this out.
Yeah.
Foul called.
That is his best move of the tournament.
Yeah.
So that's got it back to 6. Any thought of intentionally missing this and trying to get another 2, perhaps, or a 3?
I think he goes. He's missed it.
He missed it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at that! It's a 4-point trip down the floor. And then Amin thinks he was fouled as well.
His eyes wide open.
4-point game. Don't go to bed just yet. Watch him come down. See if he gets fouled.
Michael Roll, no box out. Great hang time.
I think Giaza had all ball on that.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any foul at all.
That's incredible effort.
And that's the world that we're living in right now. They're complaining about everything.
When they shoot another free throws, let's get the next biggest person on the fucking line and not a guard. We're running the same play, okay? But this time, we're going to run it like this, okay? So again, 3, 5, 4, 1 takes it out. Michael is here. Now again, same thing, right? You rush, clean, don't foul. We're going through. Now, it is 5 first, 4 second. You come to the elbow. You gotta get open. You go to the corner. You'll be open too. All right, let's go.
Big disparity with bench points, 48 to 17. Great job with the guys coming off the bench, and a wonderful effort here.
Watch, I mean, okay, watch this again. He goes up.
Yeah, that's just unreal strength. It could have been called a foul, I guess, but there's a lot of ball.
Yeah, I mean, there was
Giaza.
It was all ball, but I think there was body. But I don't think that merited a foul, to be honest. But anyway. And an unsportsmanlike foul hold has been called on Gindi.
It's just every call is magnified, every play. I have to watch this again. A lot of movement off the ball, trying to get free.
They could go and review this. Bauman's like, who's the foul on? It's like, oh, it's on them. Okay, let's see. Is it on Hussein?
Yeah.
They're not even going to review it. It's too late to review it, isn't it? 11:26.
Well, Michael rolls at the line. He got to the line pretty quick. 11:26 local time. We've already had one real late night on night one of the Cape Verde Angola epic.
Every game has certainly been.
Every game today certainly has. I mean, incredible.
And every game last night as well.
Every game today has been.
Can I just say I'm glad I was looking up there.
Me too.
The ball just landed right in my hands.
Wonderful catch, Jeff.
I think it was aimed at my head.
I mean, what have we done?
Well, we have been a bit harsh at times. It was thrown by the referee.
Yeah.
Okay. Zamani trapped.
Yeah. And Dula, it's a foul. I mean, he's just too much force on the trap. Again, they had Bemram Dam when they wanted him right on the edge of the court. And they're in both in team fouls, and again, slight height difference there with Dula and Bemram Dam, but they got him trapped.
I mean, I'm sorry, but all you can do is laugh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know.
That was a foul.
Yeah.
I'll give the refs that one. That was Anderson.
Every foul that called is questioned. Everyone that's not called is questioned. Every, you know.
And it puts.
These
that's why this is why it's so late as well.
I don't know what the evaluation will be for the referees, but I'm going to try to find out. It's interesting. Gindi. These refs are evaluated after every single game. Here's Dula. He loses it.
Yeah, and that's it.
And it's going to be a 6-point win for Tunisia. Well, testy affair, and good to see them shaking hands after the game. It was testy, that's for sure. 87-81, Tunisia win it over Egypt.
Yeah, two well-matched teams, but Tunisia come out on top. 22 of 25 from two-point range for Tunisia. Egypt with the edge on the rebounds. Tunisia with 3 more assists, 19 assists, 23 turnovers for Egypt. Some costly ones too. And Roll with 25 points. Measure is 17, he fouled out. Salah for Egypt.
Salah fouled out, Benram Dam fouled out. Ganouni fouled out for Tunisia. Yeah. They were down 19 points. They came back to win.
It's a great hats off to Tunisia to dig that deep to get the win, and now they're in complete control of this group.
And certainly Salah Mejri blowing kisses to Kiju is not going to endear him to the fans of Egypt nor the Egyptian players, that's for sure. He felt like he was on the receiving end of a dirty play.
Yeah, there was a couple of times he got pushed around in that first half. But then he came out that early play in the third quarter when he threw it down, and that was really nice.
Well, that was not, I think that was bad sportsmanship from Salah Mejri, personally. But anyway, the game is over, you shake hands, and you let it go.
Yeah, they just got to clear the floor now, and
because you don't want any trouble after.
No,
and you don't want to hurt your own prospects getting potentially, you know, penalized. I like Salah, don't get me wrong. I just don't think that's what you should do.
No.
So it's been a whale of a game. 87-81, Tunisia win it over Egypt. I think we're going to get a look at the standings. I think so anyway. Beauty shot. So 87-81, Tunisia win it over Egypt. in the fourth and final game of day 3 at the FIBA AfroBasket. And there are indeed the Group B standings. Tunisia go top 2-0. Egypt, Central African Republic, who they beat, are 1-1, and Guinea are 0-2. So we could have a potential. Well, we'll just leave. We'll let you figure that one out. Thanks for watching, everybody. 87-81. Tunisia win it over Egypt.